I am Professor Douglas Fraser, a musicologist, a professor of musical history. I'm going to play some very old songs today. These are the kind of things that your parents would have listened to. Now, from the Victorian era, I'll play some songs that were popular in the frontier saloons, minstrel shows, mining camps, and traveling medicine shows. And from the Edwardian era, the old ragtime songs, the stuff from vaudeville and burlesque. This is the songs that were played in the brothels of New Orleans. We're going to explore the Roaring Twenties. That was the jazz age. We'll go through the Roaring Twenties right into the Dirty Thirties and swing music. This is the great music of North America, and this is our music. Now, I'll tell you a bit about it as we go along, and here's a great place to start. I've got my fingers crossed, not because I'm superstitious, but because you're too good to be true. Listen here. I've got my fingers crossed. Oh, it looks like I'm suspicious. I'm too gay and skies are just too blue. I don't want trouble from old man trouble. Ooh, that goes double on the kind of health I'm in love. Hey, I've got my fingers crossed. It's really so delicious. I'm afraid you're too good to be true. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry. Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fill me with ecstasy. He's sweet just like chocolate candy and like honey from the bee. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about cannot live without Harry's wild about me. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Nothing too good in this world for a girl, that's true. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Got you a fur coat for Christmas and a diamond ring, a Cadillac car. Everything your love makes me treat you the way that I do. Baby, ain't I good to you? Ooh, gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Well, this next song is from Fats Waller. Fats was in a saloon one night. I should back this up. Fats was in a saloon every night, but on this one particular evening, he ran out of money and he sold this song for $200. Mailman passes by. I just wonder why he never stops to ring my front doorbell. I never get a line from that dear old love of mine. No, not a word since I last heard farewell. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter. I'm gonna make believe it came from you. Well, I'm gonna write words oh so sweet, it's gonna knock me off my feet. Little kisses on the bottom, man, I'll be glad I got 'em. I'm gonna smile and say, I hope you're feeling better. Lord will love the way you do. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter. Make believe it came from you. Here's a song from 1911, and they were writing sentimental tunes back then. will be. I have looked all over and no girlie can I find who seems to be just like the little girl I had in mind. I will have to look around till the right one I have found, 'cause I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old dad. She was a pearl and the only girl Daddy ever had. A good old-fashioned girl with heart so true, one who loved nobody else but you and I. What a girl, just like the girl that married dear old dad. Now 1932 brings us this next little gem. It's only a shanty, old shanty town. The roof is so slanty, it touches the ground. Just a tumble down shack by the old railroad track, like a millionaire's mansion. Calling it back, I'd give up a palace if I were a king. It's more than a palace, it's my everything. There's a queen waiting there with a silvery crown in a shanty in old shanty town. In 1926, to pack up all my cares and woes, here I go singing it all. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one here can love or understand me. Those hard luck stories they all hand me make my bed and light the light. I'll be home late tonight, blackbird. Bye. 1899 was a wonderful time. This was a period when they were installing telephones into private residences. Yes, you could get your own personal telephone. Now, the telephone company realized they'd have to create a directory so people would know the other person's phone number. You could call anyone you wanted. They went to a printer and they put the order in, and the printer, not realizing how big this order was, didn't look at it until the middle of the day. And when he did, he was shocked to realize that he did not have enough paper to finish the order. And he went down into the basement to check his reserves and saw in the back he had an enormous amount of yellow paper. He thought, I'll use black ink on this yellow paper and it'll really stand out. Maybe they'll like it. And he went ahead with it. When the telephone company came to pick the order up, they loved it, and they've stayed with it ever since. And they called it the Yellow Page. Now that brings us to our song. It's 1899, and this involves a young 23-year-old Joe Howard. Now, Joe was a song and dance man, very good one. And he had just got his telephone. He decided to get his money's worth out of it and started phoning everyone in the directory. Hi, I'm Joe Howard, and I've got a telephone too. He must have been quite a pain in the neck. But in the midst of this, he met a young girl, and they spoke several times, and a romance ensued. And it caused him to write this song, which he entitled, Hello, My Baby. Right about then, the cakewalk was the big dance craze. And Hello, My Baby became the #1 cakewalk song. It was actually a dance craze and a contest. And you would dance in front of the judges, kicking really high, and you'd win a cake if you won. And that's where we got the phrase, well, that takes the cake. I've got a little baby and she's out of sight. I've talked to her across the telephone. I've never seen my baby, but she's mine all right. Take this tip and leave the gal alone. Every single morning you can hear me call, "Hey Central, fix me up along the line." He connects me with my baby and I ring the bell. And this is what I say to baby mine. Hello my baby, hello my honey, hello my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Hi, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. You'll be left alone. Baby, telephone, tell me I'm your own. Well, this morning on the phone, she said her name was Bess. Now I gotta know where I'm at. And I'm happy just to have my babe's address pasted in the lining of my hat. I am mighty scared, cause if the lines get crossed, they'll separate me from my baby mine. And another man will win her and the game is lost. So each day I shout along the line. Hello my baby, hello my honey, hello my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Honey, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me. You'll be left alone. Telephone, tell me I'm your own. Yeah, hello my baby. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is a tenor guitar that I'm playing. They made these in the 1930s. It's got a full-size guitar body, but a very special neck that has only 4 strings instead of 6. It is tuned like a cello, which is to say it's tuned in fifths. And it was a marvelous instrument for playing jazz. I'm going to switch right now from this instrument to the banjo. And this was a great instrument in the 1920s, and this was used to play all those Dixie songs. Is it true what they say about Dixie? Does the sun really shine all the time? Do the sweet magnolias blossom and everybody's door? The folks TV and possum, can't eat no more. Is it true what they say about Swanee? Is a dream by that stream so sublime? Do they laugh, do they love, when they sing every song? Is it true that's where I belong? I'm an daddy down, don't want no heebie-jeebies hanging round. Just giving me a straight man on earth. All my words, you hang my turkeys on a bubble. First you hear the choo-choo sound, soon you know I'll be solid bound. I'm gonna holler and the world will know. Here I go, I'm Alabama bound. Yeah, Alabama Bound. That was from 1909. This next song comes from the year 1902. And this was a wonderful time in North American history. The average working man worked a 10-hour workday, 6 days a week. He would come home in the evening and probably just sit in his rocking chair. There was no television, there was no radio. He would sit back and probably read the newspaper. This particular song was written by a very prominent song and dance man of the era, Huey Cannon. Now, Huey was very well liked, very popular, and a very nice man. And numbered amongst his many friends was a Negro man who was delightful but very lazy, and his name was Bill Bailey. Now, Bill lived up the street, and he had an oversized wife, which he used to follow around the house all the time. He loved her so much he couldn't stay away from her. And she would eventually kick him out of the house just for some peace of mind. And one such occasion, Bill Bailey came walking up the street, and he saw Huey Cannon out on his veranda. And they walked up and was lamenting over the the situation. And Huey said, Bill, he said, I'm going to give you a bit of advice. And I'm also going to give you $2. And I want you to take the $2 and stay away for a couple of days. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. You'll be able to get yourself a room and some suds in the saloon. By the time you come back, your wife will be thrilled to see you again. Well, Bill Bailey, looking at that $2, thought this was probably the greatest idea he had ever heard in his life. And he quickly took the money and off he went. And as he was walking down the street, Huey Cannon watched him go. And he kind of fantasized that he could see Bill Bailey coming into money while he was gone. There would be his wife begging him to come back home. He thought, this is a great idea for a humorous song, and he hastened to put the words to music. And he put it down to the very popular ragtime melody of the day. And he gave the song the obvious title, Bill Bailey, Won't You Please Come Home? He took this song and handed it off to a colleague of his, a man named John Queen. And John was a minstrel player. And in 1902 in New York, John came to the front of the stage, sat down in a stool with a banjo in his lap, just like this one, and he sang the song for the very first time. On one summer's day, the sun was shining fine. The lady that loved old Bill Bailey was hanging her clothes on the line in her backyard and crying hard. Ooh, the man being old brakeman, pulled up and knocked it down, crying like a prune-fed calf with the big boys hanging around to that crowd. He cried out loud, won't you come home, Bill Bailey, won't you come home? I'm on that whole night long. I'll do the cooking, honey, I'll pay the rent. I know I've done you wrong. Well, remember that rainy evening that I threw you out with nothing but a fine tooth comb. I know I'm to blame. I said, ain't that a shame? Bill Bailey, won't you please come home? Well, Bill drove by the door, and he was in an automobile with a great big diamond foot and coach, but he hear the big one squeal, he's all alone. I heard alone. Oh, won't you holler through the door? Hey, Bill Bailey, I ain't sore. Won't you stop a while? Ain't you talking to me when I see you anymore? And then wink his eye as he drove by. You could hear her cry, won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? I'm on that whole night long. I'll do the cooking, honey, I'll pay the rent. I know I've done you wrong. Remember that rainy evening I threw you out and put a fine tooth comb. Well, I know I'm to blame. I said, ain't that a shame? Bill Bailey, won't you please come home and miss you, Billy? Bailey, won't you please come? Yeah. I was recently in New Orleans, and here's a song they certainly do love. Way down yonder in New Orleans, but in the land of those dreamy scenes, there's a garden of Eden. Do you know what I mean? Three old babies with flashing eyes, softly whisper with just surprise. You better stop. You better give your lady there a little smile. You better stop. You bet your life you'll linger there a little while. There's a heaven right here on earth with a beautiful queen. Went down yonder in New Orleans. Louisiana, Louisiana, I've been sad, mighty sad. Louisiana, Louisiana, now I'm glad. Yes, I'm glad. The train is going, the whistle's blowing. Here I come, here I come. I'm tired of roaming, and that's why I'm homing back to happiness and no pleasure's grander. I declare, I do declare, no skies are bluer, no friends are truer. Anywhere, anywhere, take me to your heart. Give me one more start. I'm a little tired. I'm a running wild. Louisiana, Louisiana, my own. Dinah, is there anyone finer in the state of Carolina? If there is any word, just show it to me. It's Dinah, with the Dixie eyes blazing. How I love the city gazing to the eyes of Dinah Lee. Oh, every night, why do I shake with pride? Because my dynamite changed her mind about me. Oh, the name of this song is Dinah. If she wanted to China, I would hop an ocean liner just to be with Dinah Lee. This next song is by Harry Warren, and it's from 1935. It is called Lulu is Back in Town. Now where's that hotel manager? Bring that man out here, I've got a complaint. Who runs the dog and pony show anyway? Now get him out here right now. Now listen here, I've got myself a complaint. Or at least a concern, it might be a concern. But bring him out, I want to talk to him right now. Where's that careless chambermaid? Where'd she put my razor blade? She's misplaced it, I'm afraid. But it's got to be found. Ask her when she cleaned my room, what she did with my perfume. I can't lose it, now I gotta use it. 'Cause Lulu's back in town, but I gotta get my old tuxedo pressed. I got a sew button on my vest. Tonight I've got to look my best. Lulu's back in town, but I gotta score a $50 somewhere. Gotta shine my shoes and slick my hair. Get myself a boutonniere. Lulu's back in town, well you can tell. All my pets, all my blondes and brunettes. Bring on, drag them here. The professor regrets he won't be around. Tell the mailman not to call. I may not come home till fall. Well, that's it, I come home and all. Lulu, I said Lulu's back in town. Look out, Lulu's back. Now, you know, they used to compose songs way back before the 1920s. The arrangements would usually be like this. The orchestra would play through the song all the way through. Then they'd play the song a second time. This time they would feature one of the soloists in the orchestra. The third time they'd play it through and they'd feature 2 or 3 of the band members soloing one at a time or together. And the fourth time they played it through, the vocalist would stand up in a chair as one of the orchestra members. He would stand up and he'd walk. He timed this walk really well. Right to the microphone, and then he'd sing the song through. And then they'd play it through once more, and that would be the end of it. Now in 1920, when they created radio, all of a sudden we had an audience that could not see the orchestra. And they found out that the average person couldn't tell the difference between Willie the Lion Smith playing piano and Jelly Roll Morton playing piano. Why, their ear couldn't really discern the difference between Big Spiderbeck on cornet and Louis Armstrong on trumpet. But when the singer came on, because everyone can sing a little bit, they would recognize the vocalist, and then they know who the band was. Well, once this was determined, they started writing songs where the words started at the beginning of the song and went all the way to the end, and then they were done. What we ended up with was a lot of short little songs that no one plays anymore. But I play them. I'm blue every Monday thinking only on Sunday that one day when I'm with you, all blue. It seems that I die on a Tuesday. another song. What time I had with Minnie the mermaid down at the bottom of the sea. Down beneath the corals, she could get her morals. Brother, she was awfully good to me. And every night when the starfish came out, I'd hug and kiss her so. Now, Helen Kane had a song that came out in 1928, and she was the gal that did the Boop Boop Doo songs. In fact, they modeled Betty Boop after her. This was one of her tunes. When you're all alone in your life and you're feeling out of tune, just pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Now pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out and get under the moon. Oh, look at those stars above. Look at those sweeties love. Oh my, it'll be a night in June. Underneath the bright silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Just pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out and get under the moon. In 1925, Paul Whiteman, from the Paul Whiteman Orchestra, noticed there were a lot of young ladies hanging around the band. And of course, these young women were flappers, they were vamps. He wrote the song, Flamin' Mamie, the Surefire Vamp. Flamin' Mamie, surefire vamp, hottest baby in town. She's a scorcher, she loves torture, loves to burn them down. Of all your apple-turning mamas, not one compares. And she's got endurance and insurance on everything she wears. When it comes to loving, she's a human oven, and it's hard to understand. Now listen, may sound funny, but paper money burns right in her hand. I talked to David Jones, he was down in the mines. Said she ate a box of matches at the age of 9. Flamin' Mamie, surefire vamp, the hottest baby in town. In 1912, a man named William Christopher Handy, called himself W.C. Handy, created the blues. What he really invented was the 12-bar blues, but what he did was he put blues on the map. Everybody became interested in it, and the blues became popular for the first time. So they called him the father of the blues. And this is that very first blues song. It's called the Memphis Blues. Folks, I just been down to Memphis town. That's where the people smile on you all the while. The personality, they were good to me. I didn't spend a dime, I had the grandest time. I went out dancing with a Tennessee deer. I had a cornet player with a band you should hear. And when the folks began to sway, that band began to play with real harmony. I never will forget the tune they called the Memphis Blues. Oh yeah, those blues. They got a cornet man, he's leading the band. Folks, he sure blows some horn. And the clarinet seconds, oh, the saxophone. Make you wild to hear that loving blues again. Hey, that melancholy strain, that is a haunting refrain. Ooh, it's like a morning sorrow song. Yes, here comes the very part that wraps a string around your heart. Yeah, make you wild to hear that loving blues again, and his Memphis Blues. Now in 1929, they wrote a song called On the Sunny Side of the Street. And the song was a dirge. And a dirge meant a song sung as a lament, a song sung very emotionally. it covered quite a few of the tunes that were being done at the time. And I'm going to sing this song for you the way it was done originally. And when I'm done with it, I'll go into a song you'll probably recognize, and I'll sing it like a dirge, and I'll slow it down and make it very, very dirge-like. You'll see what the style can do to a song. But first, On the Sunny Side of the Street. Grab your coat and get your hat, leave your worries on your doorstep, just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. You hear that pitter-pat, that happy tune that's in your step. Life can be so, so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with them blues on parade. I'm not afraid, Miss Rover crossed over, and I never had a cent. I feel rich just like Rockefeller, gold dust in my feet on the sunny side of the street. 5'2", eyes are blue. Oh, what those 5 foot can do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turn up nose, turn down hole, a flap of one of those. Has anybody seen my gal? Yes, if you run into 5'2" and she's covered in fuzz, diamond ring, I ain't even paid for all them things. Well, you bet your life none of that is hers. Can't you love? Can't you cool? Can't you hoochie coochie coo? Anybody seen my gal? Anybody here? Anybody seen my gal? Booty, booty, boo. Now, as far as dirges go, the most famous dirge that was ever written was written in 1859. Dan Emmett, who 10 years earlier created the minstrel show, the format for the minstrel show, was working with Bryant's Minstrels in 1859, and the musical director came to him and asked him to write a new song for tomorrow night's opening. Well, tremendous pressure. Now Dan stayed up all night, and he came up with a song that was a dirge, and he called it Dixie. Now 2 years later, 1861, the Civil War broke out, and the Confederate Army needed a song, and they took this song and they sped it up and they made it their own. And boy, did Dan Emmett ever get mad. Dan had never been out of New York. He had never been down south, and this was his song, and they took it. You remember how it went. Way down south in the land of cotton, old friends there are not forgotten. Look away, Dixieland. Remember that? Yeah. Well, when the war was over, Abraham Lincoln gave his first speech, and he said, now that the war has come to an end, the first thing I'd like to do is take back our song. Orchestra, play Dixie. And they did. And I'm going to play it for you the way Dan Emmett wrote it. Way down south in the land of cotton, old friends there, they're not forgotten. Look away, Dixieland. In Dixieland where I Dixieland. And now, 3 songs from 1927. When Whippoorwill call and evening is nigh, I hurry to my blue heaven. I'll turn to the right, just a little white light that takes me to my blue heaven. You see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, a little nestle where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and baby makes 3. I'm happy in my blue heaven. Oh, hello Central, give me Dr. Jazz. Yeah, he's got what it takes, I see he has. When I'm feeling low and I got the blues, he's the one that makes me put on both my dancing shoes. Oh, the more I walk, the more I get it seen. Yes, I praise Dr. Jazz and all my dreams. When I'm troubled, bound and mixed, he's the one that gets me fixed. Hello Central, give me Dr. Jazz. Hello, give me Dr. Jazz. He got what it takes, I say he has. And when the world goes round and I've got the blues, he's the one, he's the one, he's the one, he's the one that can put on both my dancing shoes. Oh, the more I want, the more I get it seen. Yes, I praise Dr. Jazz and all my dreams. Oh, when I'm troubled, bound and mixed, he's the one that gets me fixed. And hello Central, give me Dr. Jazz. Well, ain't she sweet? See her walking down the street, ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice, ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just can't in her direction on me on mine. Ain't that perfection? Yes, 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 I repeat. Don't you think she's kind of neat? I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Yeah. Yeah, and ain't she sweet and ain't she nice? Goodness gracious. I used to love the old radio shows with Amos and Andy and The Shadow. Those were great. About 43 years ago, I recorded a song and simply called it Radio. Radio, remember radio. We said it close our eyes, we use our imagination, mystery and comedy, a fireside chat. Together we sat, listening lively to our favorite show. Radio, why did you have to go? Won't you please come back and entertain us? I long to turn that line again, to hear the passion smile again. Radio, we miss you so. Major Bose, I miss the Shadow Knows. Grand Alley folks, the Laughing Duckies Tavern, Helen Trent, and then we went to Who Can Top This? Suspense and whistle, please took those shivers up your spine. Uncle Don, we wish you still were on. Jack Armstrong, Bertie March, Amos and Andy. I long to turn that dial again, to hear the passion smile again. Radio, we miss you so. Young Tom, young Tom, young Tom. Radio, we miss you so. Now here's a song that came out in 1912, and boy, this was a big hit in the old steamboats, paddle wheelers up and down the Mississippi and Ohio River. In fact, there was another another band waiting to go on a ship, and they had word out in the United States that when a big hit came out, send it to us. And they were called the White Star Orchestra, and they received this song also, and they got to play it only once or twice. Their ship was the Titanic. But the song is called Waiting for the Robert E. Lee. Way down on the land, oh, Daddy and Nanny dancing from the Sammy on the moonlight. Night you can find them all while they all waiting. The bandits will sing the words of the same, words of the same. While they keep humming their strumming and swaying, it's a good ship. Robert E. Lee come to carry the country away. Watch them shuffling along, see them shuffling along. Come take a back, gal, go real pal, go down to the levee. I said the levee and enjoy that shuffling along. And that music and song, it's a great late, waiting on the levee, waiting on the Robert, waiting on the Robert, waiting on the Robert E. Lee. Yes, indeed. I want to tell you a bit about the 1890s. Now, they called this the gay 90s. Musically, there was nothing gay about it in any sense of the word. The songs they were playing were actually, well, I guess we call them tearjerkers today. This is the music that ragtime pushed out. The music of the 1890s. I will play for you a bit of a song that was in the top 40 in 1890. I'm only going to play a small portion of it because it's so incredibly painful to sit through that unless you have an enormously high pain tolerance, you won't be able to take much more than that. And here's the tune. She's more to be pitied than censured. She's more to be helped than despised. She's only a lassie who ventured on life's stormy path ill-advised. Yes, the 1890s. But of course, there's always one song that stands out amongst the others, and this perhaps could be that tune. A mother once she had a lovely daughter. The mother was an actress on the stage. She traveled with a troupe of well-trained lions, and every night she'd go into the cage. One day the daughter had a premonition that everything that night would not go right. And that day she told her mother in the kitchen, "Don't go in the lion's cage tonight. Oh, don't go in the cage tonight, mother darling, for the lions are ferocious and they bite. And when they get those angry fits, they will tear you all to bits. So don't go in the lion's cage tonight." Now, the mother did not heed the daughter's warning, but turned to her and softly said, "Pooh-pooh. I think that I should know what I am doing when I'm around the lions all feel blue." That night as she was dancing in the lion's cage, the lions, they decided they would eat. And as they tore the dear old mother's head off, these words came back to her so soft and sweet. "Don't go in the cage tonight, mother darling, for the lions are ferocious and they bite. And when they get those angry fits, they will tear you all to bits. So don't go in the lion's cage tonight." Now, you know, you'd think that a song like "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" would be something you could never go wrong with. You really can't go wrong with it unless You counted in incorrectly before you start. Take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd by me. Some peanuts and Cracker Jack, I don't care if I ever get back. So let me root for the home team if they don't win. It's a shame, and so it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game, and that's what you get. Music everywhere, feet up, patting, putting rhythm in old Manhattan. Everybody's out high-hatting, spreading rhythm around, yeah. Everywhere you go, trumpets blaring, drums and saxophone ripping, tearing. Everybody you meet is raring, spreading rhythm around. Well, I've been Harlem in any flat, they give me that thing, which according to one and all is what they call swing. Folks who can't afford 6 and 7, dance with gigolos who are laughing. Go to Yonkers, the Bronx and Stratton, spreading rhythm around, yeah. Spreading rhythm around, well, spreading rhythm around. Spreading bim bim bom bom bim bom bom, spreading rhythm around. Up the lazy river by the old mill run, the lazy river in the noonday sun, linger by the shade of a wise oak tree. Go away, your troubled dreamer, dream of me. Is up the lazy river with a robin song. Weeks of brand new morning, we can stroll along the skies up above. Everyone in love up the lazy river. How happy we will be up the lazy river with me. I can't give you anything but love. Ooh, baby, that's the only thing I play of. Baby, dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things that you ever pine for. Gee, I kinda like to see you looking swell. Well, baby's diamond bracelet, Woolworths wouldn't sell. Oh, baby, till that lucky day, you know, darling. Well, baby, I can't give you anything but love. Well, I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey. Better be ready, 8:30. Now, darling, don't be late. Wanna be there when the band starts playing. But when we get there, honey, 2 steps, we'll have them all. Dance on both my shoes when they play those Jelly Roll blues. Tomorrow night at the Dock Hand Strutters Ball. Yeah, tomorrow night at the Dock Hand Strutters Ball. Bye bye, blue. Birds sing, bells ring. The sun is shining, there's no more pining than we two. Smiling through. Don't cry, don't sigh, bye bye, blues. I just want to say thank you very much if you've listened all the way through and you find yourself right here at this moment You either really liked it or you just are so astonished that I'm getting away with it. You had to stay with it. And either way, I'm kind of glad. Here's the last tune we were both waiting for. Stars shining right above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in a sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you miss me. While I'm alone, I'm blue as can be.